Well, good evening, basketball fans, and welcome here to beautiful Osaka for this game in the Japanese B.LEAGUE between Osaka EVESSA and LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, again, fans, if you are joining us, the new season has commenced here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE, and Osaka EVESSA, a team who hasn't made the playoffs since 2021, will be looking to change their fortunes this season. But of course, they have to turn things around very quickly because they had a heavy defeat on Wednesday when they traveled to Nagasaki and lost to the LEVANGA. Well, we are talking about one of the most historic teams in the history of Japanese basketball. I mean, Osaka EVESSA, of course, have their rich tradition, as do LEVANGA Hokkaido, but both teams have clearly had their struggles. Well, there you can see the standings here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Hokkaido LEVANGA, part of the Eastern Conference, and a very tough conference to say the least, with teams such as the Chiba Jets, Utsunomiya Brex, and just above them, you can see indeed there are the Gunma Crane Thunders. Well, there you can see the lineups here for Osaka EVESSA. I mean, the key player you want to look out for this team is the likes of Matt Bonds. Well, Bonds, of course, made the transfer from Nagasaki Velka from last season. He did spend 3 years with the Velka, starting in B3 and getting them promoted all the way here to B1. But they are a team that is in desperate need of a win tonight. Well, LEVANGA Hokkaido, of course, featuring some returning players. Dwight Ramos, the Philippine international, of course, has been with his team for the last 2 years. Shuto Terazono, another key player in the backcourt, as well as Kikuchi as well. Well, this team, they need to try and find that winning formula because it's going to be not only a battle for the playoffs, but Hokkaido LEVANGA last season just narrowly escaping relegation from the B.LEAGUE. Well, there's your head-to-head between these two teams. And, the one thing about Matt Bonds is that he's become a bona fide scorer for this team, a walking double-double, if you like. But they're going to need him to have 20-plus points this evening if they're going to get a victory here at home in the beautiful south of Japan. Well, Bonds was terrific, of course, when they did play against Nagasaki Velka. It's always very tough when you do play against your former team. When we look at LEVANGA Hokkaido, well, the key player to look out for tonight is that man, number 4, Shuto Terazono. Well, Terazono, prior to coming to play for LEVANGA Hokkaido, did play for San and Neo Phoenix. And, of course, it's all going to depend on how well he performs tonight in the backcourt. I mean, he is averaging 12 points per game here in the B.LEAGUE this season. But for sure, he's going to need some help tonight. Well, of course, the likes of Hokkaido LEVANGA picking up their first victory on the 19th of October. That was a 2-point win on the road against Fighting Eagles Nagoya. They did lose the following game the next day, but of course they will take a lot of confidence with a win on Wednesday, and that was against the Shiga Lake Stars. Well, for Osaka, it's got to be business as usual. Their head coach, Onodera, of course, now returning this season with Hokkaido LEVANGA. And as we mentioned, a very tough year for them last season, but he knows with the group of players that he has around him. The likes of Thomas Welsh returning, but they've also brought in Ryan Kreiner as well. Not to mention Kohei Sakino also returning along with Ren Shimatane. So no doubt Hokkaido LEVANGA coming into this game with big expectations. Well, as we mentioned, David Bonds is going to be the key player tonight here for Osaka EVESSA. Well, they also have the likes of the big man from Ukraine, Garun, but Ryan Luther, another one of the import players, he will be coming off the bench this evening. Of course, they do have the legendary Joji Takeuchi, the big man. You can just see there, number 15 at the back. Is now we do get set to introduce the key players from these two games, and we will take a look at the starting lineups. Thomas Welsh, number 40, now in his second season here with Hokkaido LEVANGA. But now we're going to enjoy the local entertainment as we introduce the players of Osaka EVESSA, the starting lineups, as well as Hokkaido LEVANGA. Well, there are your starting lineups for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Of course, we will see Ren Shimatani play in the backcourt along with the likes of Shuto Terrazano. But now, indeed, let's enjoy the local entertainment as we introduce your starting five for Osaka EVESSA. Well, there indeed, your starting five for Osaka EVESSA, and again, they'll be looking to bounce back from that defeat against Nagasaki Velka. Matt Barnes is going to be the key player to look out, but you also saw the likes of Bobby Ray Parks Jr., the Gilas Pilipinas international. Now, 3 referees for tonight's game. Well, we're very proud to say that we have 3 of the very finest officials here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. And of course, they will continue to do a great job here tonight. Well, Terrazano will have the duty tonight. He indeed will be matching up with Tatsuya Suzuki. Well, that matchup will be very interesting in the backcourt between these two teams. A battle of 2 very talented point guards. Well, it's also going to be interesting to see how Thomas Welsh is going to try to match up with the big man, Vladimir Garun, the Ukrainian international. Of course, Dwight Ramos not available at the moment here for these two teams, and that will be something to take into consideration when we compare how they get off to the marks. But it's going to have to be one hell of a performance, as we mentioned, from Bobby Ray Parks Jr., and not to mention Matt Barnes. LEVANGA Hokkaido fans coming into the building, enjoying the occasion. You got to remember, it's one long journey for those Hokkaido fans. Just a beautiful island on the very northern, or just off the northern coast of the mainland. Well, Osaka right down here in the south. Well, hello fans, welcome. This is Japanese B.LEAGUE basketball. Osaka EVESSA hosting LEVANGA Hokkaido. It will be the visitors who have the very first possession of the game. Tatsuya Suzuki trying to put heavy pressure on from the defensive standpoint. And the first 2 points going to LEVANGA. A nice little pull-up mid-range. That one beautifully tucked away. And that was Shuto Terrazono, the guy who's averaging 12 points per game so far this season. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. curls a double screen. He responds off the backcourt. Well, those are the kind of looks that Ray Parks likes to enjoy, especially playing off guard this season. And already Terrazono, but it's going to be an illegal screen set here against Thomas Welsh. That's not quite the start they want. Let's have a look at the replay. Watch Terrazono. That is a bulldozer of a screen. And not quite the mistake they wanted to turn up and make very quickly. Well, tempo is going to be key between these two teams. Trying to get off to a good start is going to be the key factor. Now Bonds, pick and pop, wide open. That's a little too short. Because now he will try to get back on defense as LEVANGA Hokkaido turns this one over. And now Osaka EVESSA with numbers. The Bonds draws a quick foul. Bonds in the corner, kicks this one out. Now Bobby Ray Parks Jr., another kick out. Now Osaka try another three, and that one's beautifully iced away. That's patient passing coming from Osaka EVESSA. The three-pointer just neatly tucked away. Well, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. causing problems on both ends of the floor as now he forces another LEVANGA Hokkaido turnover. This is really settling into this new role after transferring from the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Last season helping Nagoya make the playoffs of the B.LEAGUE. Which is coming up short against the Hiroshima Dragonflies in the semifinals. That was a thrilling three-game series. And this time Matt Bonds, wow, he's going to get called for the illegal screen. Well, the margin for error when trying to go for a handoff or a ball screen, it is so small. You just cannot afford to make those kind of turnovers. Well, both teams looking to extend now. Well, hello and welcome to all of our live YouTube viewers. LEVANGA Hokkaido missing the long one. Suzuki trying to go for a post up here against Terrazono. But just so quick, finds Matt Bonds. But now they're going to have to pull this one out. That's good passing again. They get another three in the corner. It's just not going to go, but I think a foul is going to be called against Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Well, Ray Goda hit that three-pointer against Nagasaki Velka that did actually give them a chance of tying the game up. Coach Onodera, again, patiently watching on now, hoping his team, after picking up 2 victories in the last week in the B-League, one against Fighting Eagles Nagoya, and of course the Shiga Lakes, can they build? Now they go in the post. A nice textbook post work, and in the end he's able to lay this one up, and that's what they need from Ryan Craner. Because Craner did play for the Shiga Lakes last season. Nice give and go with Bobby Ray Parks and Matt Bonds. Craner with a good defense. Osaka do have a man down. Craner down the middle. Bumps. And in the end, they turn it over in a wasted opportunity for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Craner's got to think about going up, but you got to credit the help side defense of Vladimir Garun. Still a slender 1-point lead to LEVANGA. Ray Parks pulls up mid-range, and that's going to be automatic if he keeps on getting those looks this evening. 3-point narrow lead at the moment here for Osaka EVESSA, but another LEVANGA Hokkaido turnover. Well, a very costly one to say the least. Well, we'd like to give some early shout-outs to those watching live on YouTube. So shout out to Jennifer, Marbles Game Farm, Christina Jean Lopez, Quincy Lariz, Dapentol watching from Indonesia. Selamat siang, my friend. Welcome, everybody. Bonds goes in. He gets fouled. So that's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Matt Bonds. Well, nice little hesitation. Fakes that handoff. Yo, Grena just doesn't see that one coming. Well, as we mentioned with Matt Bonds, of course, he had a very good time playing for the Nagasaki Velka. Of course, he joined the Japanese B.LEAGUE in 2019 when he originally joined the Saga Ballooners, played in B3, got them promoted to B2. Of course, then he joined Kawasaki Brave Thunders on the 20th of November, the 2021 season, but 3 solid years for Nagasaki, all the way from B3 right to the B.LEAGUE. Now in his opening season here with Osaka, as he makes the second free throw, 5-point lead to the EVESSA. It's becoming a bit of a calamity now as Grena just turns that one over. And this is the instability that we've seen here so far this season from LEVANGA Hokkaido, the inability to take care of the basketball. Looks like Ray Goda will go to the bench. He'll take a breather for Osaka. Nice penetration of Matt Bonds. Simply unstoppable here at the moment. Now, if he has a 20 to 30 plus point game, this could be a very long night here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. And Coach Onodera wasting no time as he now calls timeout of BEA. Beautiful isolation by 007. Well, we're going to go listen now to what the coaches have to say, so we'll tune in as Osaka EVESSA do have a 7-point lead against Hokkaido LEVANGA. Well, hello and welcome back here. Japanese B.LEAGUE Basketball. We're live in Osaka as our hosts EVESSA take on LEVANGA Hokkaido. And currently, it is a 7-point lead to Osaka. Well, we'd like to give some shout-outs and welcome on YouTube. So, Not So Young 83, Juan Jano, welcome, and Norman Granadosin. I do believe an injury for Dwight Ramos is still going on. Violation is going to be called against LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, the one thing you have to appreciate here about Osaka EVESSA, every time they force a turnover against LEVANGA Hokkaido, they are very quick to get the ball out in transition. Because they suffered at the hands of that kind of style against Nagasaki again. Ray Goda with the layup. Communication on the defense by Osaka EVESSA. still see Hokkaido LEVANGA struggling to get the ball in their own half, and that is down to the full court pressure. Maybe it's suffocating defense by Osaka. They've got to build some momentum. Double team comes. Another turnover. Ray Parks, oh, what a Euro step, but he's unable to finish. It's going to remain Osaka ball. But it's all down to that defense. Bobby Ray Parks Jr., the Philippine Gilas Filipinos international. Because he's just everywhere on defense. But look at that Euro step, mabuhay. But you got to finish that, Ray Ray. You've got to make that one. Because he was Osaka's leading scorer in that defeat against Nagasaki. While checking into the game for LEVANGA, number 7, Tsukasa Nakano. Just came from the junior ranks. LEVANGA Hokkaido. Here he finds Vladimir Garun, goes in, gets the AM1. Well, the AM1 goes to the big man from Ukraine, but it's all working because of Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Look at the ball screen, just holding him on his back, patiently waiting, and just finding the big man right in his sweet spot. Well, Garun did actually join the B.LEAGUE last season when he signed with the Sendai 89 as he averaged 11 points per game. He played in the Spanish ACB with for Sevilla, and Unicaja Malaga, and also you got to remember he did play for Barcelona's second team. Well, there's a pump fake. They got to make this one. That's too short. Again, Ray Goda trying to intercept the pass. 11-point lead to Osaka. 4:52 to go in the first quarter. Well, hello and welcome to Erwin Manyoza. Turnover. Here comes Osaka. They have numbers. Matt Bond's going to finish this one. Showtime Osaka basketball. And another timeout's going to be called by Onodera as LEVANGA Hokkaido trail now by 13 points. No Dwight Ramos is becoming a huge issue here for the offense on LEVANGA. But again, look, turnover. And just how quickly do Osaka get the ball up the floor? Tatsuya Suzuki finding 007. And the finish was inevitable. Well, hello and welcome back. 4:37 to go here in the first quarter. We're live in Osaka. B.LEAGUE basketball between EVESSA, our hosts, and the visitors, LEVANGA Hokkaido. Arizona just trying to run a ball screen. Now we just calm down the nerves. 2 points. Beautifully tucked away by Allen. 30-year-old veteran just signing with LEVANGA Hokkaido this season. Now Ray Ray. He's going to get called for an offensive foul. Well, Tsukasa Nakano trying to defend Bobby Ray Parks Jr., but just a slight little push-up. Right there. Yeah, I mean, that's... Well, the man who did play in the Philippine Basketball Association for TNT Tropang Giga and Blackwater Elite, but those kind of fouls you cannot afford to commit here in the B.LEAGUE. The liner goes in and now becomes a 4-0 run for LEVANGA Hokkaido, slicing it down to single digits. Under 4 minutes. Suzuki finds Ryan Luther, who's also subbed into the game. He tries to bully his way in. He's able to finish that one. He had a steady game on Wednesday against Nagasaki Velka, but they're going to need just a bit more points production. He's a very good player. Foul's been committed now. Is that going to count? No, it's on the ground. You love the penetration by Shuto Terazano going the length of the floor against Tatsuya Suzuki. And that's a good call. They called that one on the ground. No and one. Well, again, if you are watching this game live, let us know where in the world you're watching this game on YouTube. Give us a shout. Well, let us know your name so we can give you a shout out. And which team are you supporting? Are you supporting LEVANGA Hokkaido? Or are you supporting Osaka EVESSA? Time winding down. Goes in for the unorthodox, but he can't finish. And they turn it right back over. Tsukasa Nakano, wide open, drills down the mid-range. We've got to build on this one. The 27-year-old. This came from Ren Shimatane. Bonds had the three, but he turns it over as he steps out of bounds. A very uncharacteristic mistake by Matt Bonds, who in my mind is probably one of the best scorers in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Right there, just stepped out of bounds. Well, welcome to Joy Balabarino, who has watched many B.LEAGUE games in the past. Nakano for the three, and that goes way out of bounds. Well, Joy is currently watching from Kuwait and supporting Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Shout out to Walker, who's currently watching from Montana, United States of America. Again, let us know your name, where you're watching this game, so we can give you a shout out. And which team are you supporting? LEVANGA Hokkaido or Osaka EVESSA? Well, welcome to Gigi Milton supporting Bobby Ray Parks Jr. watching from Chicago. Hello, Nancy. Nancy, I do apologize. Am I pronouncing his name correct? Is it Kreiner or Crainer? I do apologize. But also watching from Iowa in USA. On to the crossover. Finds Ryan Luther. Luther finds a gap. Another turnover as now Shimatani comes up with it. And now Allen has the mismatch and he'll finish this one. That's good transition by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Slicing it down to a 7-point ball game. Well, no, Bonds keeps this one alive, and Matt Bonds is able to recover. Nancy, I do apologize. So I believe it's Karina, I believe. I do apologize. Didn't have an audio file on this one, but well, he's a hell of a player, that's for sure. Well, welcome to Raniel supporting Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Welcome to the chef watching from Bunbury supporting St. Dwight. Unfortunately, St. Dwight Ramos is injured. 1:35 to go here in the first quarter. Now checking into the game for the first time for Osaka EVESSA, number 22, Fumiya Io. There's that ball screen scenario. Io again trying to look for Vladimir Grun, but that's going to be a turnover. Thank you very much, Nancy. I do appreciate that one. .110 now here in the first quarter. Well, left wide open, fires a three. It's up, but again, the threes aren't dropping. But a 50-50 going to Hokkaido LEVANGA. Now we have another three. This one's not, but again, no good. And another 50-50. Gotta make this one count. Three inside the defense, draws a foul, he'll go to the free throw line. That's a nice pick and roll scenario with Green, and again, just able to, I think that one's gonna be called against Ryan Luther. And the beauty of this, if he makes both these free throws, this potentially could be a potential 2-for-1 for Hokkaido LEVANGA. Well, a little bit about Ryan Krena. Went to the University of Iowa in his senior season, played 31 games, averaging 7 points per game. And he started his professional career with the Leuven Bears in the Belgian Euromillions League. Because he came to Japan, started in B2 in 2021. He was promoted with the Shiga Lake Stars last season, where he was teammates with Kiefer Ravenna, so now getting his first taste of Japanese B.LEAGUE 1. Trying to get one final possession here before the end of the first quarter. A nice play by Fumiio, and again, a very tough. I don't know if you play the Xbox or the PS5, but that's what we like to call the default button move. 5 seconds difference between game and shot clock now for Osaka. Or for LEVANGA, excuse me. Green again. Tough penetration off the pick and roll, and he finishes. But Osaka do have a few seconds. One final play. They'll go with that pick and roll, Garoon, and again, wants a nice move. Well, you can see both teams executing the pick and roll to perfection, but unfortunately for Osaka, EVESSA unable to capitalize. That is the end of the first quarter. Osaka EVESSA, our hosts, lead this one 23-16. Well, it is the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a short 2-minute break as we will return momentarily. Well, here's some of the highlights that we can see from the first quarter. Again, Matt Barnes is one of those players that, if he has a good scoring night this evening, it could be a very tough game for LEVANGA Hokkaido. I mean, he's one of the very best scorers here in the Japanese B-League. Well, as we mentioned, 7-point lead at the moment for Osaka EVESSA. Osaka are being led by Matt Barnes. He does have 8 points, and if we look at the way Bobby Raypox Jr. has played here this evening, I mean, for me, it's all about the defense. He does have 4 points, but he has a very impressive 3 steals. 2 assists to go along and 1 rebound for Bobby Raypox Jr. But Osaka EVESSA, they've got expectations, and that is to get back into the B-League playoffs. Last time they made the B-League playoffs was 2021 when one Ira Brown featured for Osaka. Pull up outside the key, and again, no defense coming whatsoever. And that's too easy for Makoto Kinoshita. Kinoshita had a very quiet game against Nagasaki on Wednesday. LEVANGA Hokkaido Two big victories, one against Nagoya last weekend, and on Wednesday, they picked up their second victory against Shiga Lakes. Shiga fighting for the offensive rebound, diving on the floor. LEVANGA Hokkaido showing the hunger at the moment. Again, they miss a wide open layup, but Krina won't give up on it. Well, Nancy, you said it rhymes with Klina. Krina the cleaner. Another unforced turnover by Osaka EVESSA. This will allow LEVANGA Hokkaido. Look at this. I mean, you fight for the board, and this is what you love here. Two LEVANGA Hokkaido players diving on the ground. Even when they get a second chance. Krina the cleaner picks up the offensive board. The former University of Iowa player right now thriving here at the highest level of Japanese basketball. As you mentioned, he's played in B2. His teammates have won Kifa Ravenna last season at the Shiga Lake Stars when they got promoted. Krina pick and pop mid-range. Hits a back iron. Osaka looking to extend their lead. Another pick and roll scenario. They're going for a Hail Mary step back. It's a good look, but he's not able to make this one, but another offensive board. Well, both teams getting a fair share of the 50-50s on the offensive rebounds, but a foul is going to be called. And a foul is indeed going to be called against LEVANGA Hokkaido's number 6, Hiroto Kikuchi, the young 23-year-old. Sideline ball to Osaka. Also checking into the game is 39 years young, Joji Takeuchi. Krina swipes that one out of bounds, so Osaka will get it deep in the sideline. Plenty of time for LEVANGA. 7 seconds. Ray Goda defended by Kikuchi. The deflection goes out of bounds. It takes a slight touch off of Fumiya Io. No, it doesn't. Excuse me. No. It's going to remain Osaka Wolf. So Osaka's got to make something happen. They try to go pick and roll. And that's going to go back to LEVANGA Hokkaido. Osaka forcing too many turnovers, making life very difficult for themselves. But you've got to credit Kohei Sekino, number 1 of LEVANGA Hokkaido. Now Thomas Welsh will re-enter play as well for Osaka. Ryan Luther, the former University of Pittsburgh player, coming back into play. Allen looked for a post-up. Jump hook. A little too short. They're getting good looks in the paint, but now Osaka, they must capitalize. That backdoor play, now they go for a deep 3. It's up, and again, no good. The offensive rebound falling into the hands of Ryan Luther, and an offensive foul is going to be called against Osaka EVESSA. Right here you can see Hayato Maki, the man who won the B.LEAGUE championship with Ryukyu Golden Kings in 2023. Daddy Ray Ray coming back into the game for Osaka, so all of our Filipino fans watching live on YouTube, no doubt checking in for Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Now we're under 10 on the shot clock for LEVANGA. Allen pulls up from 18. That one's up, and again, nothing dropping for Terry Allen. He's a very experienced pro, and, eventually if he keeps going to those options, they will fall. Right now, he just got to battle through the pressure. Suzuki goes in again, a B.E.A. Beautiful little finger roll. Well, the veteran player for Osaka EVESSA, Tatsuya Suzuki. And another offensive foul, an illegal screen. Well, we've seen one too many of those this evening. What's Thomas Welsh? Well, I don't know. To me, it looks like Vladimir Garun pushes him into him. So Krina will come back in. Thomas Welsh. A little unfortunate there in my mind. Well, again, if you are watching live on YouTube, please let us know your name, where you're watching this game, and which team you're supporting so we can give you a shout out. Also, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to B.LEAGUE International on YouTube. So putting on the moves, and now Ryan Luther is getting a call for the offensive foul in the box out. Let's have a look at the replay. Terry Allen, watch this. I think Terry Allen did a good job of selling that one to the referee. I mean, it's a foul, no argument, but Allen did a good job of not disputing it's a foul. It's definitely a foul, but Allen does a good job of selling it. As Matt Bonds will sub back into the game for Osaka EVESSA. Tsukasa Nakano also coming back in, number 7 for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, hello and welcome to Josh Pettiflor. It definitely was a foul. I'll say it's a foul. I'm not going to dispute that one. While Krina trying to dump down to Terry Allen, but the recovery defense coming from Vladimir Garun. Making that one a little bit difficult. A nice hesitation goes in. Got to finish that one. And Krina the cleaner. 8 points tonight. Well, they're going to need more of that from Ryan Krina, the former Shiga Lake Stars player. And a deep three coming from 007, Matt Bonds. Licensed to make the triples. Well, again, he's had a great start to his career here in the B-League. Krina with the seal-off. And again, textbook post play. What I like about Ryan Krina, what he does there, is just a seal-off in the paint. It goes in with a simple pivot to the baseline. Of course, a lot of bigs these days, they like to pick and pop for the three-point line, but a great start for both Ryan Krina of Hokkaido LEVANGA and Matt Bonds of Osaka. Timeout. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Well, welcome back. We have 5:50 to go here in the second quarter. Currently an 8-point lead to the hosts, Osaka EVESSA. They have possession. Again, another deep one coming. And 007, 14 points already here in the second quarter. He's almost got 20 points, and he's only 3 points under his average of 17 points per game. But, well, things getting a little bit heated between Rei Goda and number 7, Tsukasa Nakano. Not quite sure what happened there, but right under the basket. Well, Rei Goda's just locked up, and I think Nakano's just like, hey, come on, get off of me. Well, welcome to Lieutenant Rakato, currently watching from Hong Kong, saying, go, go, Osaka Seoul. Well, again, Rei Goda, an unsportsmanlike foul. What has got into his head? But that one is clear as daylight, unnecessary. So an unsportsmanlike foul has been called against Goda. So now, LEVANGA Hokkaido are going to get 2 free throws. Watch it. Well, what was the point? He can shake his head all he wants, but Tsukasa Nakano now will get the 2 free throws. I don't know what they're arguing. I don't know what the disappointing thing for them is. I mean, they should be disappointed with Rei Goda. That was completely unnecessary. Well, Rei Goda is a great player. Of course, he had a very good game against Nagasaki Velka. That big three-pointer, the assist coming from Matt Bonds in the 4th quarter now. The referees did signal for unsportsmanlike foul. I don't see why they need to review this. I mean, watch it, Goda. Just no need for it whatsoever. Well, our officials have gone to the monitor. They're just going to have a look again. Because they did get tangled up under the basket. That's where it all started. And Rei Goda, of course, just locking arms with Tsukasa Nakano. So right now, both players just need to try to, well, especially Rei Goda. I mean, Osaka needs him. That's why he's got to calm down. So I don't know if the referees are going to further upgrade, downgrade. Let's find out. Oh, they've downgraded it. Wow. That is interesting. I think what Osaka EVESSA's coach is arguing is that, listen, if you've had to downgrade, there should be a technical foul for the flop, but I am still surprised that got downgraded. But unfortunately for Rei Goda, that's his 3rd personal foul. So you got to think about taking him out of the game now. That is Osaka EVESSA's 15th foul, so 2 free throws coming up here for Tsukasa Nakano, the man who did come through the junior ranks of LEVANGA Hokkaido. So there's the change. Rei Goda, then they're going to need him in the 2nd half, so he's got to calm down at the moment. It's a good substitution. Number 22, Fumiya Io, coming back into the game. Nakano makes the first free throw. Of course, he started his career in the B.LEAGUE with LEVANGA Hokkaido back in 2018. His best season was in 22-23 when he did average 7 points per game, shooting 43% from the field. Both free throws made, cutting it down now to single digits. 5:28 to go here in the 1st half. Suzuki trying to work some magic. Getting the switch on defense. Bonds from no man's land. Fredo gets a rebound, and now at LEVANGA Hokkaido. Again, their target should be to keep this within single digits before the halftime break. And Nakano curls the screen. That's a back iron, but nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Going to be called on the ground. It's going to be the 4th and final team foul. against LEVANGA Hokkaido. This one's against Ren Shimatane. Well, Shimatane is going to have a tough time defending the lightning speed of that man, number 35, Tatsuya Suzuki. Well, we have another timeout. These two teams will talk it over. 4:53 to go in the first half. B.LEAGUE basketball. Osaka EVESSA lead 33-24 against LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, so far it's been a great game for Matt Bonds. We mentioned he has 14 points. Because he will make it rain if left wide open. But the issue now for Osaka, they have picked up too many fouls of key players. We saw Ray Goda picking up 3 fouls, so he had to go to the bench. But the positive note for Osaka, they still hold on to a 9-point lead. Bobby Ray Fox Jr. calls a screen, nails a 3-pointer. Ray from downtown, Magandagabi. Well, Ray now, again, becoming the ultimate scorer, was very much a solid rotate. Well, again, he was much a starter, I'd say, for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. But the move to Osaka. Nakano now penetrates. Good defense again by Bobby Ray Fox Jr. Osaka have numbers. Gets rejected. Well, just like Nancy said, Krina the cleaner. Great still, but Ryan Krina just said sayonara, goodbye. And he blocked that one into the accredited media zone. I'm not sure that basketball had the right accreditation to be in that area. Bonds heavily defended. 14 points so far. Throws this one away, and now LEVANGA Hokkaido can break. Pulling up for the mid-range, and that's a beautiful transition coming from LEVANGA Hokkaido. Tsukasa Nakano, the 27-year-old, played his entire career for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Suzuki with the ankle breaker. Almost got it. That would have been a tough play, but a chance for LEVANGA Hokkaido to get it back into single digits. Another pick and roll. Not able to pull up, but again, he's not able to make it. Here comes Osaka. Bonds Euro step. Suzuki in the corner. Gets the side of the backboard. They come up with now Ray Fox chases him, goes in. They're able to finish this one, and now it's an 8-point ball game and a nice finish by Matsushita. Another timeout called. Osaka want to talk this one over. Well, there was a 3-pointer by Suzuki. Garun was unable to keep it alive, but great hustle. Matsushita puts up a little. It's a nice little floater, but we'll be back in just under 1 minute. Great game at the moment. Well, 3:08 to go here in the first half. It's still an 8-point lead to Osaka EVESSA. They could be up by as many as 20. The problem for Osaka, they have too many unforced turnovers tonight. They've got to take care of the basketball. But can they build something on this offense? Bobby Fox Jr. trying to dish off. Takeuchi falls to the ground, but they keep it alive. Ray made his last three. Did this one, the rebound's been secured. Possession by possession. LEVANGA Hokkaido's got to believe. Oh, nice penetration again, an exquisite finish. Terazono, excuse me. Something to look out for in this game. Now all of a sudden it's a 6-point ball game. Bobby Fox Jr. can't get the follow-up. Goes out of bounds, but it's going to oh no, it's going to go back to LEVANGA Hokkaido. Let's have a look at the replay. There's the floater by Bobby Ray Fox. Takeuchi fights for it. Well, Osaka trying to get the decision overturned, but I think that's the right call. Suffocating full-court defense, but have Osaka left themselves exposed. Big-time three-pointer! And now all of a sudden, potentially, it's a one-possession game. Yuta Matsushita. Over 2 minutes here in the first half. This team was down by 12. Now within 3 points. Bonds looking for the ISO. Twisting, turning, bumping. Goes up. Bobby Ray Fox Jr. offensive rebound. Osaka survived. Mid-range again. Ryan Krina, big-time rebound. LEVANGA Hokkaido looking to tie this game up. Three-pointer will tie it up. There's the three. A little too short, but gets his own rebound. And a very intelligent play. Oh, Shuto Terazono, as soon as he got it, he knew the contact was coming. And just attempts a very unorthodox field goal shot. Right here, watch, right there. That's a very high IQ play. Checking back into the game at the moment, Makoto Kinoshita of Osaka EVESSA, 1:27 to go. We're under 90 seconds. Shuto Terazono does have a chance to cut this down to a 1-point ball game if he can make both these free throws. Shuto Terazono stands at 5'8". That's 172 centimeters. Started his career with San and Neo Phoenix in 2018. Joined LEVANGA Hokkaido in 2021. His first season averaged 8 points per game, and he had a much better season last year, averaging 4 assists along with 10 points. The fans from Hokkaido now making the long journey from Northern Ireland off the mainland of Japan all the way here to the south. It's going to be called here against LEVANGA Hokkaido. The problem is they're in the penalty, so it's coming up for Bobby Ray Fox Jr. Well, 7 points tonight here for Bobby Ray Fox Jr. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and very impressive, 4 steals. Could Bobby Ray Fox Jr. get a triple-double tonight? That's an interesting one. Had over 20 points on Wednesday night in the defeat against Nagasaki Velka. He had a phenomenal season last year playing for Nagoya Diamond. Well, we've got to give a big shout out to my guy from Vancouver. What's up to Sid? Sid, how you doing, brother? Long time no see on the live YouTube chat. Well, shout out to Sid. Of course, he joined all the live games I was commentating for B.LEAGUE last season, so great to hear from you, my friend. 4-point ball game. Defended by the legendary Joji Takeuchi. But now Takeuchi gets called for a foul. He cannot believe it. Because Joji Takeuchi is one of the most infamous and legendary professional players of Japanese basketball. Played for Japan in the 2006 FIBA World Cup, which was in Saitama, and one game had to defend the great Dirk Nowitzki. Frida makes the first free throw. Because he did play for the Ehime Orange Vikings in B2 back in 2022. 59 games, he almost averaged a double-double. And it was when he went to Shiga Lake Stars and he was teammates with Kiefer Ravenna. He was a pivotal piece of their promotion campaign, averaging 15.4 points per game along with 7 rebounds. He makes both free throws. Well, shout out to our friend Al watching from Dallas, Texas. Good to see you, Sid. Honestly, it's great to see the returning B.LEAGUE fans. There's no Cristela Sion. We haven't heard from her yet. We'll make that 16 points coming for Matt Bonds. The assist coming from Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Ray getting triple-double. The Filipino fans will be proud to see their national team player achieve that landmark. Battling for an offensive rebound, but Osaka's able to regain this. 8 seconds difference between game and shot clock. The former Rookie Golden Kings player Hayato Maki finding Bobby Ray Parks. Going for a tough fadeaway baseline. Gets the and one. Well, as they say in Manila, Hayap Panis Uwiana. The former TNT Tropa Giga player of the PBA. Look at this. That's Michael Jordan with the left hand. You gotta love the fadeaway. And he knows it. Well, somebody give Tim Cone, the head coach of Barangay Ginebra and Kilos Pilipinas, and let him know, hey, Coach Cone, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. is ready for New Zealand at the upcoming FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Ray converts a three-point play, a provisional substitution, so 18 seconds left. He'll go to the bench. It's probably just to prevent any more fouls picked up, because again, he's becoming, along with Matt Bonds, the go-to player for Osaka EVESSA. 7-point lead, final possession for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Arizona's mid-range just rolls out, and now Bonds, bit of time. We got to shoot this. Garoon didn't get it off in time. It won't count regardless. Well, that is the end of the first half, where indeed Osaka EVESSA lead this one 43-36 against LEVANGA Hokkaido. Japanese B.LEAGUE basketball, this is halftime now. We're going to take a 20-minute break. So go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long, as we will return for the second half momentarily. Welcome back, B.LEAGUE fans. We're about to get things back underway here between Osaka, EVESSA, and LEVANGA Hokkaido. Currently, it is a 7-point lead to the host, Ray Goda making the 3-pointer early on, but look at Ryan Cleaner, 16 points so far this evening, and 4 rebounds away from a potential double-double. Well, 16 points as well here coming from 007, Matt Bonds. He's been simply unstoppable at times. Perfect perimeter shooting. Well, Welsh may be getting away with an illegal screen, but this is one thing we saw early from Osaka EVESSA, forcing turnovers and then converting them into fast break points. Well, the conversion rate worked out very early on for Osaka EVESSA, but at times they forced way too many unforced turnovers, It's Tsukasa Nakano hitting it down from the mid-range. Well, this backcourt of Shuto Terazono, Ren Shimatane, and Tsukasa Nakano, they've got to come up big, as you can see there. Tatsuya Suzuki. Nice little hesitation, step in the lane. But it all ends with Ryan Cleaner. We got to appreciate the way that Matt Bonds plays. The range is limitless, as well as this man, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. 3 rebounds, double digits already, and 4 steals. So could we see a triple-double tonight from Bobby Ray Parks Jr.? And again, Tsukasa Nakano finishing the mid-range in transition. The man who spent his entire career with LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, that was their first 3-pointer of the game. Matsushita nailing that one. But again, Matt Bonds, when he's not isolating on the perimeter or nailing threes, he does a little bit of pick and roll himself for that matter. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key statistics. Both teams with 13 field goals from inside the rainbow. The only thing that separates them at the moment has been the 5 out of 6 3-pointers coming from Osaka EVESSA. Ryan Cleaner, you can see 4 rebounds away from a potential double-double. They're dominating the rebounds. 7 offensive boards for LEVANGA Hokkaido. But they've got to find a way to get their perimeter shooting going. No Dwight Ramos, still injured at the moment for Hokkaido. Well, combined total of 28 points between Bobby Ray Parks Jr. and Matt Bonds. Ryan Luther, so far only 2 points, and nothing at the moment coming from Vladimir Garun. Fumihio also 2, and Ren Godu did pick up 3 personal fouls. He had to go to the bench very early on due to the foul trouble he picked up. But 16 and 6 at the moment for Ryan Cleaner. 4 rebounds away, as we mentioned, from that double-double. But Hokkaido need to find a way to get things going from the 3-point line. That's where they've struggled this evening. Well, not too much foul trouble for Hokkaido to be concerned with, but as you can see, Goda just needs to try and keep composed because they need him. He's one of their key players. Because he had a very good game against Nagasaki Velka. And you can see his coaching staff. Come on, we need you. Very good player, very pivotal, to this Osaka team who haven't made the B.LEAGUE playoffs since 2021 when Ira Brown was one of their key players. LEVANGA getting the first possession and a very costly turnover. Well, Matsushita was wide open, but it was a very poor pass. And Matsushita, criticized poor pass, but did Matsushita need to move up? Probably could have just stayed in the corner. Would have been wide open. Well, they've got to battle back now. They've got to do it defensively. 16 points from Matt Bonds. Ray Parks Jr. Finding Bonds in the corner. Deep three. That looked like it went in. She wasn't able. How good a play Matt Bonds is. It's just been a terrific addition. Nice seal off by Cleaner. And again, excuse me, Krina. Krina the Cleaner. Nancy, I apologize. Cutting it down to a 5-point ball game. 18 points tonight for Ryan Krina. A traveling violation is going to be called against Bobby Ray Parks Jr. That's a great job by Matsushita. I don't think he had to do much at all. .904 left here in the third. Well, nice penetration. Now it's back to a 3-point ball game. And again, you have to appreciate the work of Kohei Sakino. There was no help side defense, and Sakino took advantage. Now Suzuki with that explosiveness, but just loses his dribble. Bonds goes in. Again, a sweet move by Matt Bonds. Lost his balance and there's good defense for that from that point. But Bonds is one of those plays, a mismatch nightmare for anybody. Sakino wide open. Three is up, doesn't get the right drop. And now Osaka hugging the sideline. And Bonds goes for a quick three. Well, those are the kind of shots he'll take, and he has the green light. Those plays when he goes lights out, the game will be over, but so far they haven't contained them. And that one's going to be converted. Oh, it's that bad again. Ren Shimatane. Oh, Shuto Terazono, excuse me. The former Santa Neo Phoenix. Looking like Mike Bibby off the ball screen, shooting the mid-range. Mike Bibby in the 2002 NBA playoffs for the Sacramento Kings. And that's Goda's 4th personal foul, so he's now going to have to go to the bench yet again. And Terazono with the opportunity to make this a 2-point deficit. He converts a 3-point play. 7:56 to go here in the third quarter. Down the middle. Akamaki, but that's not going to go. And now LEVANGA Hokkaido. The chance to tie the game up will regain the lead, something they haven't had since the opening possession. Welsh for three. Just can't get it. Goes out of bounds, but it's going to go back to Osaka. Well, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Nice little dump off, finds Vladimir Garoon, but the foul is going to be called against Matsushita. So 2 free throws coming up for the big man from Ukraine. They had no choice with the foul there. Well, LEVANGA Hokkaido did have the chance to kind of tie the game up, but they went for the three-pointer. Now the former Sendai 89ers player from Ukraine, Vladimir Garun. Well, maybe not a bad foul after all. He spent some time playing in the Spanish ACB, one of the top professional leagues in Europe. Now he makes it back to a three-point lead for Osaka EVESSA. Remember, Hokkaido LEVANGA, 2 big victories last week, the first 2 wins of the season. Well, Krina went for the seal-off, but it's a poor pass by Shuto Terazono. That pass has got to be better because, you know, Krina, one thing he's done a great job of tonight is cementing and dominating position in the post. Vladimir Garun will go to the bench. I believe Ryan Luther has come back into play. Well, left uncontested, Hayato Maki, the 2023 B.LEAGUE champion. Getting his first 2 points of the game. RESONA, nowhere to go. Another 3 by LEVANGA Hokkaido, and that one's iced away. Well, Matsushita coming back down to a 2-point ball game, and you can see LEVANGA Hokkaido growing in confidence from the perimeter. Well, Ray Parks wide open. Why not? Bobby Ray. Well, Papa Ray, Daddy Ray. Both teams exchanging 3-point field goals. He turns this one over. Now Osaka have numbers. Suzuki, nice little 1-2 punch, and again, showtime. Osaka EVESSA transition basketball. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Timeout's going to be called by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, watch Satsuya Suzuki. Well, look at that behind the back. 1-2 go. No look dive coming from 007. But can they build on this when we come back from this timeout? Well, Vladimir Garun may have struggled from points perspective here this evening, but, you know, that's the thing about the B-League. A lot of games, you know, some players are going to have their ups and downs. And, you know, we're talking about a player that has Euro Cup experience when he played for Unicaja Malaga. He spent a bit of time in Turkey when he played for a team in Istanbul called Büyükşehir in 2022. He plays university basketball at the University of Portland in the NCAA. With a post up. Almost turning it over, but Matsushita keeps us alive. Terazono, wide open. 3 is up. It's not going to drop. And Bonds with a rebound. 5:30 under to go here in the 3rd quarter. Osaka EVESSA trying to push this one. Nice pass by Bobby Ray Parks Jr. finding King Luther. And now it's a 9-point ball game. That's patient build-up coming from Osaka EVESSA. The assist coming also from Bobby Ray Parks Jr. They need a response here, but again, another missed attempt, and here come Osaka. They're not trying to rush anything. They want to play the game into their tempo. That's going to be a backcourt violation, another unforced turnover. And we've seen one too many of those from Osaka. But no panic there. Matt Bonds, true professional, cool as you like. As Ren Shimatani checking back into the game for LEVANGA Hokkaido, as is Fumiya Io. Another kick out. Matsushita, another three. A good look, but he's unable to finish. Here comes Osaka. Bonds baseline. Euro step. Nice passing. Maybe one too many passes. Now we have 10 here on the shot clock. Hayato Maki nowhere to go, but finds Ryan Luther. Good help side defense by Terry Allen. That's not going to be a turnover. 0.5 of a second left here on the shot clock. Five tenths left. Hayato Maki will inbound this. Ray takes this one. Got it! And again, as they say in Osaka, Mokuri Matsuka, Buji Buji Dena, and as they say in Manila, Hayop Panis, Uiana. The dying moments, 0.5 of a second, only one little more than Derek Fisher in 2004 for the LA Lakers. Osaka EVESSA in total control. It's another LEVANGA Hokkaido turnover. It's becoming a calamity. This team got it within 2 points, but it's all Osaka EVESSA at the moment. To go at the moment. Matt Bonds. Into this ISO. Got it by Matsushita. Hayato Maki. Bonds' final seconds. He throws it right away, but it's a 12-point lead currently to Osaka EVESSA. Foul is going to be called.
22番新野選手個人ファウル1、チームファウル2です。北海道ボール。北海道選手交代です。1番関野選手入ります。
Final seconds. LEVANGA Hokkaido, good defense, but they're going to call a foul against Ryan Luther. Three minutes to go now here in the third quarter. Terry looking for a handoff. This is much better by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Again, it's a good move, a good build-up. And he follows up. Well, no foul calls. That was a tough one for sure. Now they're going to slow this one down. Oh, Hayato Maki wide open. Doesn't get the right angle. LEVANGA scramble for possession. Trailing by 12. They've got to build something. Krina tries a three again. B.E.A. Beautiful coming from Ryan Krina, the former University of Iowa player. 21 points for the big man. Well, he's having a great game this evening. Mackie goes in the lane. Nice little teardrop off the pick and roll. Extends it back to double digits. Of course, we're so used to seeing Hayato Maki when he played for Daikatani at the Okinawa Arena for the Ruku Golden Kings. LEVANGA goes for a quick three. That's not going to go. Another missed attempt. Terry Allen tries to cut it down to single digits, and now it's a 9-point ball game with under 90 seconds to go here in the third. LEVANGA Hokkaido, they've got to believe in themselves. 2 big victories last week against Fighting Eagles Nagoya and Shiga Lakes, but they've got to do something if they want to pick up a third victory this season. We'll be back in just under 1 minute from this timeout. Let's have a look at the replay. Hayato Maki. Well, it wasn't Maki, excuse me, it was Io. But the finish by Terry Allen. We'll be back momentarily. Osaka EVESSA. Have to call that timeout just to stop the bleeding. That run from, well, good defense as Garoon's not able to finish. But here's where they've got to capitalize. Possession by possession needs to be the outcome for LEVANGA Hokkaido. They go for another three. 3 is up, and now they cut it down to a 6-point ball game. Kikuchi hitting a big-time tray ball. Now Hayatomaki, again that 3-pointer is way off the mark. 32.9. Again, another chance, but the key thing for LEVANGA Hokkaido, they've got to capitalize offensively. Well, again, hello and welcome to all of our live viewers on YouTube. If you are watching this game, please let us know where in the world you're watching, which team you're supporting, so we can give you a shout out. LEVANGA Hokkaido down by 6. 8 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Another 3 is up. Again, great job by Thomas Welsh, battling for offensive rebounds. Now they can have the final possession of the third quarter. And now it's a 4-point ball game. 2 possessions separates these teams. We'll put up a long one. And now we'll do the end of the third quarter. This game becoming a roller coaster of emotions. Osaka EVESSA just can't seem to run away with it. LEVANGA Hokkaido refusing to give up. We'll be back in just under 2 minutes for the final 10 of the fourth quarter. Osaka EVESSA leads 60-56 against LEVANGA Hokkaido here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Final 10 minutes to decide a winner between LEVANGA Hokkaido and Osaka EVESSA. 2 possessions only separates these 2 teams at the moment. Will we see a comeback tonight? Bonds here defending, spins around, goes to the bucket. Simply unstoppable move by 007. Well, he's one of the most lethal scorers. 20 points tonight here for Osaka. I meant to say he's one of the very best scorers in the B.LEAGUE. Well, nice response. Well, Terry Allen, that's what I talked about. Struggled early on in the game, but if he keeps on going to those looks, he's an experienced player. That will enable LEVANGA Hokkaido to put more points and to give them a bit more of an offensive threat. Well, Luther will pick and pop. He'll fire that 3. He'll nail it from downtown. Ryan King Luther. Another 3. That's not going to go. But Welsh gets the offensive board. Tries to put back. Second chance points falling to LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, Sweet Candy just said on the live YouTube chat, go for the win, Osaka. Again, defensively, LEVANGA Hokkaido being exposed. 6-point lead. Ryan Luther right now capitalizing here in the 4th and final quarter. But still plenty of time left for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Shimatani heavily defended. The penetration. Now they go for the mid-range, and that one is beautifully knocked down. But Kohei Sakino right now emotionally keeping his team in the game. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. wanted the foul, but he's not going to call this one. And another chance for Hokkaido. Well, they just throw that one away, but Terry Allen, that's what I talk about with Terry Allen, but they're going to call a 3-second violation. But I appreciate the effort of the veteran Terry Allen, the first player to dive on the floor for possession. Again, both Matt Bonds and Terry Allen, these guys, they just wanted a little bit more than their teammates, making that extra effort. Well, under 7.5 to go at the moment. Luther pump fakes, trying to find an opening. Doing a good defense, but they gotta call a foul, so Luther will go to the free throw line. Well, that's as great as Ryan Kriener is. I mean, unfortunately, Ryan Luther's a stretch forward. He's able to come out to the perimeter. I mean, he's done everything defensively he can there, but that's going to be a tough one. Well, again, free throws so imperative at this moment. They don't want to look back on this game and think the outcome could have been different had they made all the free throws. It now makes it a 5-point ball game. Osaka EVESSA off the back of the defeat on the road against Nagasaki on Wednesday. They almost came back. LEVANGA has As I mentioned, two very big victories for them last week. One in Nagoya last weekend against the Fighting Eagles, and a tremendous victory against Shiga Lake Stars. Final seconds, they've got to get this one up. Put up a prayer. Well, it was on target, but that's not going to go. Bobby Ray Parks Jr., the Gilas Pilipinas international, going for the post-up. But again, too big, too strong, it's simply just too good. Well, Tim Cohn, I hope you're watching. Get this man in the Gilas squad for the upcoming November window. 7-point game, but I think a foul is going to be called against Osaka. And the foul is going to be called against Makoto Kinoshita. 27-year-old now in his prime here for Osaka. But they cannot afford to get into the penalty too early. Both teams have only one foul, so not too much foul trouble for them to be concerned with at the moment. But still 7 points separates LEVANGA Hokkaido and Osaka EVESSA. Coach Onodera, his team narrowly escaping relegation from B1 last season. Of course, LEVANGA Hokkaido without Dwight Ramos, one of their key scorers in their East Asian import from the Philippines. And the kick out was a bounce pass, and again, another bounce ball. Fouls committed. Well, I was just about to say you had two kickouts there that were bounce passes, which at that point enables the defense to close out and make it a tough contested shot. But was Kinoshita running out to block him like he's Reggie Miller from the perimeter. And what he's done is you're now going to give Kohei Sakino, or Kikuchi, excuse me, 3 free throws, a chance to potentially cut this down to a 2-possession ball game. Well, Hiroto Kikuchi's got to make these 3 free throws. The 23-year-old, a lot of potential in this young man's career. He joined LEVANGA Hokkaido last season, played 26 games in the B.LEAGUE. Only averaged 5 points per game, so I think this will be a breakout season for him. He makes the second one. Gets all 3 of them. Again, we're back to a 4-point deficit. Over 6 minutes to go here in the fourth. Osaka want to bounce back from the defeat on Wednesday at Nagasaki. And LEVANGA Hokkaido want to go 2 wins in a row this season. Bond's looking for the ISO. Got it by Shimatane. Goes in. Way too easy ISO for 007. 22 points for Matt Bonds. He's booking at the moment. Bit of contact. Wow. Maybe could have got the M1. But Kikuchi plays on. That's a nice penetration by... Who's the foul? I believe the foul is on Kikuchi. Again, you gotta love the penetration by Makoto Kinoshita. So now he'll award himself with 2 free throws. Second personal foul against Kikuchi. Like I said, the only foul trouble for Goda of Osaka. Now Hayato Maki, number 88, checking back in for the hosts. Second free throw converted, 6-point ball game, 5:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Great job by Osaka EVESSA's Makoto Kinoshita. is now checking back is Ray Goda. Well, Goda had a great game against Nagasaki. Picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter. Fourth one was in the third. So we cannot commit a final one. A nice pick and roll play. The throwdown by Ryan Krina. Well, Krina, again, phenomenal points tonight. He's had a great game. You've got to figure out a way defensively to get another stop. Well, there's Bonds, wide open. Deep three is up. Yeah, no good. To try to follow for the offensive rebound. LEVANGA Hokkaido, a chance to make this a 2-point ball game, maybe a 1-point deficit if they go for a 3-pointer. On the shot clock. It rings up, but again, it rolls its way out. And you gotta like that from Terry Allen. That's a good look. It's just unfortunate. Both teams are 2 fouls to give here in the final 4 minutes and under 30 seconds. And now a foul's gonna be called against Kikuchi. Well, that was a mismatch they can't afford to have. Again, it comes down to the offense. The ball screen set by Bobby Ray Parks Jr. when Dan Krina had to come out and defend Ryan Luther. Timeout's going to be called. These two teams want to talk it over. Kikuchi picking up his 3rd personal foul. This is B.LEAGUE basketball. Osaka EVESSA leads 74-70 against LEVANGA Hokkaido. We will be back. Look at the pick and roll. Ryan Krina, the big man cleaner with the two-handed rim rocker. Baseline possession currently here to Osaka EVESSA, leading by 4 points. He's looking for an ISO, got it by Terry Allen. Now 7. Goda penetrates, draws a foul, he'll go to the free throw line. Ryan Krina trying to say that there was minimal contact, but let's have a look at the replay. Well, there is a swipe by Shuto Terazono. That's his 3rd personal foul. It's tough to see how much contact was there, but anytime you swipe from the side like that when a player's already in the key and in their 1-2 step, I mean, it's an invitation to get called for a foul. Well, Goda's had a tough game, but he's got to make these free throws. Makes the first one. Chris Goda now starting his pro career with the Nishinomiya Storks. He was back in the former NBL. He joined Osaka EVESSA when the B.LEAGUE commenced in 2016. He's played for them ever since. His best season for Osaka was in 2020 when he averaged 7 points per game. Well, prior to that, 2018, he averaged 9 points per game. Back to a 6-point lead, LEVANGA Hokkaido. Plenty of time left, 4 minutes. Nice penetration by Terrazon, but he misses the layup, but nobody followed him for an offensive rebound. Now Bonds goes in. Can't finish. Levanga Hokkaido fighting for the rebounds. Now they have numbers if they get ahead. The foul has been committed. This one I believe is going to be against Hayato Maki. Now they're going to review this actually. Well, this could be interesting because if this gets upgraded, let's have a look at the replay. Here is Terrazon in transition. I'm not sure if it was on Bonds or... I think Matt Bonds has gone in for a reach. So the foul is on Matt Bonds, second personal. I'd be surprised if this gets upgraded. We're going to find out what decision the referees are going to go with. It is in transition. At first glance, it looked like a good reach for the ball. But we didn't see a close-up. It's always when you have a close-up, you know, does he try to deliberately stop him? Does he not go for the ball? But Bonds, excuse me, Matt Bonds basically indicating he felt that Terrazano may have tried to sell that one. Regular foul, good decision. So no upgrade needed whatsoever. That's the third team foul against Osaka EVESSA. Well, Bonds has been terrific this evening. Another plus 20-point performance. And no doubt he wants to be, but they got to get the ball inbound. 5-second violation again. Levanga Hokkaido. At that point, they're trying to go for an inbound set. Somebody's got to flash and get open. Well, that's not physical fatigue. That is emotional and mental fatigue settling in. Coach Onodera, again, speeches at his team's inability to get the ball inbound. 3:45 to go in the fourth. Maki kicks out the Bonds. Looking for the ISO. Inside the key. Doesn't get the roll on this one. Again, another costly foul. It's becoming a disaster here for Levanga Hokkaido. Matsushita. No composure whatsoever. I mean, look, he's done a great job getting this rebound, but right here, well, actually, I take that back. I think that's a little bit harsh on Matsushita. My apologies to Matsushita. I thought that's a coming together in my mind. If anything, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. probably should have got called for the foul. So again, my apologies to Levanga Hokkaido and Matsushita. You can clearly see in that replay, Matsushita, I think, had nowhere to go. It was actually Bobby Ray Parks Jr. that had locked arms with him. Now, the officials will discuss this. Now, no foul's going to be called actually, I don't think. But it will be Osaka ball on the sideline. And I think that's a fair decision in my mind. They've taken the foul away. Unfortunately for Levanga Hokkaido, Osaka do get it back. Ray Parks Jr. Now the foul's called, so now he'll go to the free throw line. That's a tough one for sure. I mean, Matsushita has his hands up. I guess it's the contact that he's made just as Ray's about to go for the shot, not necessarily when he had his hands up. Great game tonight from Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Again, it's going to be exciting to see how he plays for Gilas at the upcoming FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. 19 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, and 4 steals. Makes them both. Extending Osaka's lead back to 8. 3:22 left. The deep one goes flying now. Is that it's a 3? Yes, it's back to. Now, I like that offense. We call that the Spanish pick and roll. When Terrazano came off the bull screen, there was a back pit set for the screener, which in that case was Ryan Krina. But hey, they got the 3-pointer, so that's a good execution by LEVANGA Hokkaido. 3:09. Still in this game. Ball checking back into the game for Osaka EVESSA, number 35, Satsuya Suzuki, the veteran 33-year-old. He'll play off guard as Hayato Maki bringing up the ball now. Suzuki straight off the bench. Was unable to get it with Vladimir Garoon, offensive rebound. LEVANGA Hokkaido giving away too many of those here in the fourth quarter. Ray curls the screen. Deep 3, and again, that might as well be Ayasu Minasai and Magadan Gabi. Big time 3 by Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Going to be called on the ground. That's going to be the 4th and final team foul against Osaka. It's against Hayato Maki. Well, they try to go to Ryan Krina. You can see Hayato Maki, Bobby Ray Parks Jr., and Matt Bonds coming for the dump. Well, the collapsed triple team on the big man. Force up another tough 3, and that's just not going to go. It's a very poor attempt in my mind. Over 2 minutes. LEVANGA Hokkaido. Great week they had, winning 2 out of 3 games against Nagoya Fighting Eagles and Shiga Lake Stars. 6 here in the shot clock. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. in the corner. Big time 3-pointer by Danny Ray Ray. Well, who needs Ray Allen when we've got Ray Parks Jr. Now making it a double-digit lead of 11 points, 84-73. Well, Gilas fans, 27 points tonight for Bobby Ray Parks Jr. The man from Manila, cooking it, the former PBA TNT throwback Giga player and Blackwater Elite. Tim Cone, I hope you're watching, because this man is ready for the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Well, they've advanced the Bulls to 14. Another quick 3 goes up. Nothing dropping. Well, that might do it tonight here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. They came within very close touching distance of taking the lead. But you got to credit Osaka EVESSA. Rightfully deserving this victory. Over 90 seconds left. They lead by 11. Could be 14. 007 licensed to close this game out Matt Bonds, 25. 129 left. Well, it's going to be party time tonight here in Osaka. A big, big performance from both Matt Bonds and Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Another timeout, and again, we'll be back in just under 1 minute. What a game! Well, never go under the screens with Matt Bonds. He'll make you pay, and you'll pay 3 points. And I'm not talking on your driver's license. I'm talking from the defense, baby. Well, final 129 to go. But he's been the game's MVP in my mind. A great performance and a good bounce back from, I'd say, a disappointing defeat against Nagasaki, because Osaka gave themselves a chance to win that game. Terry Allen penetrates. That's what they needed all game long from Terry Allen. We know he's got a good shot. He likes to go from the mid-range, but they need him to be more of a slasher. Get to the bucket. Almost a minute to go here. Bonds thought about it. Look how Ray Ray's going to think about it. There's a deep three by Bonds. Another offensive rebound. Finds Giroux, goes in. A nice little dish off, and the big man finishes. Extending it now to a 14-point deficit. Remember, these two teams will meet tomorrow in the second header. Foul has been committed, so 2 free throws coming up for LEVANGA Hokkaido. It's against Hayato Maki. Well, nice little pick and roll scenario. Giroux just rolling to the bucket. And the end product was inevitable. Also, more changes. Joji Takeuchi, the legendary 39 years young player, checking in. And also Takuya Soma, veteran player, 33 years of age, also subbing into the game. And that cuts down to 12 points, but this game done and dusted. Well, LEVANGA Hokkaido, very silly foul given away, so 2 free throws will be coming up for Daiki Tsuchiya. 24 years of age, very much a part of the future plans of Osaka EVESSA. Well, Tsuchiya, of course, had 1 year experience playing in the B.LEAGUE. He only played 2 games, and that was for the Shimane Suzano Magic. Because he started his professional career in Japan playing for the Nagoya Fighting Eagles when they were in B2. Played 21 games that season. Then he, after with Shimane, went back to B2 to play for the Fukushima Firebonds. Last season averaged 8 points per game in 59 plays. Well, it's been a great victory tonight here for Osaka EVESSA, as Terrazono's able to lay this one up. You got to remember, points difference, they matter for sure. Remember, these these two teams will meet tomorrow. They're trying to go for a 3 now. If you are LEVANGA Hokkaido, you want to score here. There's a kick out. There's a 3 in the corner. Almost got it. Another offensive rebound. Another chance, but they turn it right back over. Well, they're going to finish this one, and now indeed. Now, did he get it off in time? I'm not sure. No, it won't count. 12. Oh, no, he did. I think the referee signaled no, but well, it's all over. Remember, they will meet tomorrow in the second header of this matchup between Osaka EVESSA and LEVANGA Hokkaido. But indeed, no, it didn't count. My apologies. 12-point victory. Osaka win 91-79 against LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, a great performance collectively from Osaka, but you got to give credit. The MVP, will it go to Matt Bonds or will it go to Bobby Ray Parks Jr.? Indeed, gonna hear from the head coach, the captain, and the MVP as they stand in front of this Osaka fan base. It's a great bounce-back victory for Osaka. LEVANGA Hokkaido will be in action here again tomorrow against Osaka. This was a relatively competitive fourth quarter. They kept it within 2 possessions, but Bobby Ray Parks Jr., his scoring effort, sealed the victory tonight for Osaka. Well, terrific performance from Bobby Ray Parks Jr. No doubt the Gilas Filipinas fans watching this game probably very excited. And they'll take a lot of inspiration from this performance as he will head into the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers for Gilas Filipinas.
アウェーが続いて久々に、ホームで試合ができて本当に嬉しいです。皆さんの顔が見れて、本当に嬉しいです。本日は応援ありがとうございます。B1 で今の B リーグで勝つのは全然簡単ではないです。めちゃくちゃ難しいです。たくさんいいチームしかありません。今日の北海道さんも本当に、タフなチームです。3連敗している中で、僕たちの大きなテーマがインテンシティとフィジカリティでした。特に、1クォーターから、しっかり自分たちが求めることを、できたと、思ってます。そんな選手たちを、誇りに思うので皆さん拍手をお願いします。まだまだ僕たちが目指すところは、もっと高いところなので、しっかり明日もう一回、大阪のバスケットができるように、第1クォーターからファーストパンチを食らわせれるように頑張りますので、明日もぜひ会場で応援してください。今日はありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。藤田ヘッドコーチのインタビューでした。さあ、それでは続いて本日活躍した選手マン・オブ・ザ・ゲームを発表したいと思います。本日のマン・オブ・ザ・ゲームはレイ・パークス・ジュニア選手です。
Well, there's your game's most valuable player, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. We can hear from head coach Hiroki Fujita, of course, a man who started playing his pro career in Japan in 2008 with San Antonio Phoenix when they were known as Hamamatsu Higa Shimikawa. Well, great game tonight from Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Very well deserved, most valuable player. 27 points, 6 assists. And 4 steals. I'll say it again. Tim Cohn, are you watching? Because after Bobby Ray Parks Jr. speaks, we will also get translated what Coach Fujita said.
ではまずは勝利おめでとうございます。
こんばんは。
ありがとうございます。さあ、久しぶりのホームということで、この勝利どんなお気持ちですか？
It felt great to be back at home and also to get the win for the crowd. We really appreciate you guys' support, and this one's for you guys.
はい、こうやって大阪に戻ってこれて、こうやって皆さんの前で、勝利をお届けできて本当に、嬉しいと思ってます。ありがとうございます。さあ今日は守備面でも非常に激しくディフェンスをされて、攻撃面ではスリーポイント4本を含む27得点の大活躍でした。自身のプレーを振り返っていかがですか？
We just wanted to come in and set the tone on defense, and especially coming from these past few losses that were rough. We know that we have to be physical, we have to set the tone, and we have to play Osaka style of basketball, which is, like I said, up and down, transition, and also, like I said, hitting people.
そうですね、ちょっとアウェーも含めてちょっと連敗してたんで、出だしからしっかりと、トーンをしっかりと合わせて、ディフェンスとしっかり激しく、大阪らしく、やっていこうというところで、そこはしっかりとディフェンスできたんちゃうかなと思ってます。それでは最後に明日の試合への意気込みと今日応援してくれたベッサーの皆さんにメッセージをお願いします。
I really want to appreciate everybody coming out and supporting us. We wouldn't have got this win without you guys. So thank you for the love, the unconditional love, and the sacrifice. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
はい、いつもサポート応援してもらって、本当にありがとうございます。皆様、なしでは、こうやって試合に、勝てないと思いますんで、ぜひ、また会場に、お越しください。よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。さあそれではレイパックスジュニア選手には目の前のカメラにサインをしていただきます。
Well, there you heard from the game's most valuable player, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. What a phenomenal game he had this evening. 27 points, 6 assists and 4 steals. Well, we're going to be translating what head coach Hinoki Fujita did say when he spoke to the home crowd. Well, head coach said that they were happy to meet today. It was a difficult win here in the B-League. But again today, the first quarter, they got up to a great start. And that's how he felt his team won. He knows that they've got to end up winning more games and finishing games as they started. He's got a talented team. Bobby Ray Parks Jr., Matt Bonds, Osaka. Remember, they haven't made the B-League playoffs since 2021. We're talking about one of the most historic teams in the Japanese B-League, but, you know, they've got to learn how to close games out collectively as a unit. They are a good team, no doubt. There's no arguments. So it's about replicating that success on the basketball floor for sure. You can see some of the game's highlights. Great game tonight from Ryan Krina. Well, Krina was probably their most effective player. Krina, of course, in the end, you know, he was definitely the play. He had over 20 points. Didn't get the double-double, but still a relatively strong performance from his standards for sure. LEVANGA Hokkaido need to learn is to be more consistent offensively. When you got a player like Matt Bonds, he's always going to be very tough to handle. There's no arguments about that whatsoever, but this team, they just need a little bit more leadership, a little bit more about them if they want to, you know, not just make the playoffs, but stay in the Japanese B-League, because there's so many good teams across the 3 conferences, and of course many teams want to get to this level. Remember, it's a pyramid system in Japan. You have the top league, which is the B-League, then you got B2, and then you've got B3. And Matt Bonds all knows too well, better than anyone else, the hard work of what it takes to get promoted at this level. Well, Bonds, of course, had 16 points in the first half. I mean, he had a very great performance, to say the least. But there are 27 points coming from that man, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Many of the Filipino fans saying that's the Ray Ray that they remember from the UAAP. Well, Shuto Terrazono did some great things tonight for LEVANGA Hokkaido. I mean, he's one of the most explosive point guards you're going to find here in the B-League. Plays at such a high tempo. Matsushita hitting that three-pointer in the corner. We felt maybe, just maybe, LEVANGA Hokkaido were going to find a way back in this game. That That was the end of the first half. It was a good performance from LEVANGA Hokkaido in the second and third quarter. Because they were inspired by so many different players. Outside Kikuchi, Kohei Sakino. You can see Ryan Kuna. They did make one three-pointer tonight. He was their best player for sure. Well, Terrazano doing what he does best. Playing at that very explosive tempo. And the B.LEAGUE champion of 2023, Hayato Maki. But these are plays you gotta like. Matsushita getting a high percentage look, but it starts with the penetration of Ran Shimatane. Trademark, excuse me. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. pick and pop. King Luther with 2 big threes in the second half. And there were 0.5 of a second left on the shot clock. And there was a three-pointer by Ryan Krina. University of Iowa represented now here at Osaka EVESSA. That time Matsushita nailing that three-pointer from downtown. Nice move by Ren Shimatane, finding an opening on the penetration. Well, Terry Allen, 11 points this evening. An experienced player, had his troubles, but you know, not the usual game from Terry Allen, the experienced player, but a nice another pick and pop three-pointer coming from King Luther. And again, 007, straight to the bucket, simply unstoppable by Matt Bonds. You like that play from Krina, pick and roll, throwing it down with no regard for the help side rotation defense. And there was that Spanish pick and roll sequence, but in the end we had a three-pointer by Shuto Terrazano. That cut it back down to a 5-point ball game. But it was Bobby Ray Parks' night. Catch and shoot off the curl. Draining the three-pointer. And Ray again. Oh, Ray or Rain Parks. Bobby Rain Parks Jr. And that was the icing on the cake with Matt Bonds. And your game's most valuable player, Bobby Rain Parks Jr. Well, just under 40% from the perimeter for Osaka EVESSA, under 30 for LEVANGA Hokkaido. And that was the difference in this game. Hokkaido having 24 field goals, one more inside the rainbow than Osaka. They won the rebound count, and they're actually slightly better on the percentages from the free throw. Only missed one free throw tonight, LEVANGA Hokkaido, but at this level, you've got to make your three-point shots. That is the modern day game of basketball. Too many costly turnovers definitely did cause a lot of disruption to LEVANGA Hokkaido's offense. Well, we will take a look at the game's leading scorers, and we already know the MVP of this game, Bobby Ray Parks Jr., had 27, 6 assists and 4 steals. I mean, nearly a triple-double, but not quite there. Well, Ryan Krina led with 23 points. He had 6 rebounds, 4 rebounds short of a double-double. Shuto Terrazano, quite a good game for him with 15 points. Terry Allen with 11, just like Ryan Luther. A combined total of 52 between Bobby Rain Parks Jr. and Matt Bonds, 007. Well, they've had a good game, a good bounce back from the defeat against Nagasaki Velka. It was Nagasaki, team where Matt Bonds did play, now proven to be a team that wants to compete for a B.LEAGUE playoff spot and maybe a championship this season. We'll never know. So we'll find out as the season progresses. Well, if you look at the points again, and of course the leading rebounders, it was Vladimir Garun who led the way with 8 rebounds this evening. Ren Shimatane leading all assists with 8. As mentioned, Ray Parks Jr. was 4 assists and 6 steals away from a potential triple-double. Already mentioned Ryan Krena, 4 rebounds shy of his double-double, but a great individual performance from him. Man who played for Shiga Lakes last season, helping them get promoted. Who played alongside Kiefer Ravenna. Well, we will take a look at the key players. 25 points for Matt Bonds, 15 for Shuto Terrazono. Bonds, a certified scorer, sniper if you like. Just a very tough player to defend here at the highest level of professional basketball in Japan. Because remember, these two teams will meet tomorrow here in the second game of this doubleheader. If LEVANGA Hokkaido want to win this one, well, the doubleheader, I mean, if they want to win the head-to-head, excuse me, they'll have to win by more than 12 points. Well, we are going to take a look at some of the other key fixtures you can watch today, and that will be in action tomorrow. Shimane Susanna Magic taking on Akita and Northern Happy Nets. Sendai 89ers against the Koshigai Alphas. Sun Rocket Shibuya hosting Kyoto Hanaris. Yokohama B Corsairs taking on Shiga Lake Stars, and a rematch of last season's B-League final. Ruku Golden Kings at the Okinawa Arena against Hiroshima Dragonflies. Nagasaki Velka taking on the imperious and undefeated Chiba Jets. Fighting Eagles Nagoya are up against Utsunomiya Brex, definitely a championship contender. Bobby Ray Parks Jr.'s old team, Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, will be in action, but basketball fans, we'd like to say thank you for joining us here live in Osaka, B-League basketball, where EVESSA pick up the victory. Thank you for joining. Good night, goodbye, and God bless.